In a world filled with constant noise, some people choose silence over conversation, not because they have nothing to say, but because they've found a different way to engage with the world. These quiet individuals often go unnoticed in social settings, but their silence is far from emptiness. It's a conscious choice, rooted in a deeper understanding of themselves and their environment. They are the ones who observe more than speak, reflect deeply before they respond, and value quality over quantity in their interactions. But what drives this quiet demeanor? Is it shyness, introspection, or something else entirely? To truly understand the psychology of people who don't talk too much, we must delve into the reasons behind their silence and explore how their People who don't talk much are often keen observers, absorbing the world around them with a level of detail that others might overlook. Their silence allows them to listen more intently, paying close attention to the subtleties of body language, tone, and unspoken cues in their environment. While others may be engaged in the act of speaking, these quiet individuals are constantly processing the information being shared, noticing the small gestures and facial expressions that reveal deeper emotions or hidden meanings. Their ability to read between the lines makes them particularly skilled in understanding people and situations without needing to say much. The power of observation goes beyond just social interactions. Quiet individuals often pick up on the dynamics of a room, the mood of a group, or the underlying tension in a conversation. They understand that what is left unsaid can often be just as important as what is spoken. This allows them to anticipate needs, offer support when needed, and avoid misunderstandings before they escalate. Their silence becomes a tool for gathering insights, enabling them to make informed decisions based on what they've observed rather than relying on verbal exchanges alone. In conversations, these observers don't need to dominate the discussion. They are content to listen, absorbing information and reflecting on it before offering their thoughts. When they do speak, it's often with purpose, having carefully considered the situation. This depth of understanding allows them to offer meaningful input, often surprising others with their insights. For them, speaking is not a way to gain attention, but a way to contribute thoughtfully to the conversation. In a noisy world, their ability to observe quietly is a superpower that helps. For people who don't talk much, their silence is not a sign of indifference but rather a reflection of their deep thoughtfulness. Unlike those who speak impulsively or fill the space with idle chatter, quiet individuals carefully consider their words before sharing them. They understand the weight that words carry, and they choose to speak only when they have something meaningful to contribute. This thoughtfulness stems from their belief that communication is most valuable when it serves a purpose, when it's not just about filling silence, but about saying something that matters. This approach to communication allows them to be more deliberate and impactful in their interactions. When they do speak, their words are often rich with insight, offering perspectives or observations that others may not have considered. Because they are selective with their speech, their statements tend to stand out as significant and worth listening to. People begin to value their contributions more because they understand that these individuals speak only when they truly have something to say, making their words feel all the more valuable. In addition to being selective with their words, quiet individuals are also highly attentive listeners. They listen with intent, processing not only the words being said but also the underlying emotions and nuances. This allows them to respond thoughtfully, with empathy and understanding. Their responses are often measured, reflecting their careful consideration of what was said and what is needed in the moment. This thoughtful approach to communication builds trust and strengthens relationships, as others come to recognize that when these quiet One of the defining characteristics of people who don't talk too much is their remarkable emotional control and self-regulation. In a world where many are quick to react to situations, particularly in moments of stress or conflict, these individuals exhibit a calm and composed demeanor. They have learned the art of pausing before responding, taking a moment to process their emotions before allowing them to influence their actions or words. This emotional regulation allows them to maintain a sense of peace even in chaotic or emotionally charged situations, offering a stable presence for themselves and others. Rather than responding impulsively or out of frustration, quiet individuals tend to carefully consider how to express themselves. They are less likely to be swept away by immediate emotional reactions and more likely to step back, reflect, and then respond thoughtfully. This self-regulation can be particularly helpful in tense situations, where their ability to stay calm can diffuse potential conflict or provide a sense of reassurance to those around them. Moreover, this emotional control extends to how they interact with others. When others might snap in anger or frustration, these individuals remain grounded, showing empathy without being overwhelmed by emotions. Their quiet nature often helps them manage their own feelings while offering a balanced, measured approach in relationships. This ability to maintain composure not only promotes healthier interactions, but also strengthens their ability to think clearly and make well-considered decisions. Their emotional regulation is not a suppression of feelings, but a conscious choice to direct their emotions in productive ways. By staying in control of their emotions, they ensure that their actions and words align with their values. Despite the strengths that come with their quiet nature, people who don't talk much are often misunderstood. In a society that prizes extroversion and constant communication, silence can be misconstrued as disinterest or aloofness. These individuals may be seen as cold or unapproachable simply because they don't engage in the same level of verbal interaction as others. Their reluctance to fill every silence with conversation can make them appear distant, even though their true feelings are far from indifferent. The truth is, quiet individuals are often deeply engaged with the world around them. They may not be speaking constantly, but they are listening intently and processing everything that is being said. Their silence is not a reflection of detachment, but a conscious choice to observe, understand, and respond thoughtfully. However, in a social landscape where talking is often equated with engagement, their quietness can create a barrier. People may assume they're uninterested, not realizing that the quiet person's mind is fully present, absorbing and reflecting on the conversation. This misunderstanding can lead to feelings of isolation. Quiet individuals may struggle with being pigeonholed into labels like shy or introverted, when in fact, they may be confident and comfortable in their own skin. They just don't feel the need to speak unless they have something of value to contribute. The pressure to conform to social expectations of constant interaction can be exhausting for them, as they feel misunderstood by a world that often doesn't value silence as a form of engagement. Ultimately, these social misconceptions can cause frustration, as quiet people find themselves misunderstood by others who fail to see the depth behind their silence. While their quiet nature might be seen as a flaw by some, it's simply a different, more introspective way of interacting with the world. While they may not always be the loudest voices in the room, people who don't talk too much often form the deepest and most meaningful relationships. Their silence isn't a barrier to connection, but rather a unique form of engagement that fosters trust, respect, and genuine understanding. In relationships, these individuals tend to be excellent listeners, offering a sense of being truly heard and valued. When others speak, they listen with intention, processing both the words and the emotions behind them, which creates a space where people feel comfortable sharing their thoughts and feelings without fear of judgment. Because they are selective with their words, quiet people often avoid misunderstandings that can arise from impulsive or thoughtless remarks. They take the time to think before they speak, which makes their words more thoughtful and impactful. This careful approach can be especially valuable in close relationships, where the depth of communication matters more than the frequency of conversation. Their silence can create an environment of calm and stability, providing a safe space where others feel heard and understood, rather than simply being talked at. Additionally, these individuals tend to form deeper emotional connections because they engage in quality over quantity when it comes to communication. Their relationships are built on meaningful interactions, where each exchange feels intentional and heartfelt. They may not have a large circle of friends, but those they do have are often very close and rely on them for their ability to listen without judgment and to offer sound advice when needed. In a world that often prioritizes extroversion and verbal communication, quiet people offer a refreshing reminder that relationships don't always need to be loud to be profound. Their ability to listen, observe, and respond thoughtfully helps create